I'm going to call to order the Library Commission meeting of Monday, May 20th, 2024. And the first thing that we're going to do is a roll call. So if we could start here with our student member first.
Lily Wervey.
Good evening, Commissioner Parmar.
Julie Scheisel.
Mark Shear.
Ann Park.
Oh, and that's the commission. Great, thank you. So moving along to the Pledge of Allegiance, Lily, will you lead us? Thank you. Fantastic, thank you. So I would like to see if there's a motion for approval of the agenda. Is there a second?
I second.
Great, thank you. Stereo. So that's moved. Is there an approval of minutes of March 18th? I cannot do it because I wasn't here. Someone else?
Can I approve the minutes from the March 18th meeting?
A second, please?
I second that.
Great, thank you. Announcements and introductions. Not sure we have any of that tonight. Do we have any public comment? If there's public comment, you can take the card over to Sarah Abdali. No? Okay. Anyone else? We have a couple of other faces in the, no? Nothing? Okay. Makes our job easy. Thank you. Does anyone have any announcements to make? You? Okay. I would like to just make a quick announcement that I think the city and the Chamber of Commerce did a wonderful job Friday with the wine tasting event. It was really well attended, a lot of people, so much fun. Mark, do you have any announcements?
No.
Ann? No. Thank you. Okay. Presentations. We have a recognition of outgoing 2024 Teen Library Volunteer graduating seniors. And I'm going to first read their names. And do we have one here? Yeah. Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
We have 9 graduating library teen volunteers this year. These students have helped the library for years with a lot of events and programs, such as summer reading program, fun fair, creativity center, study buddies, writers club, and the Teen Library Council. These graduating seniors are from Agoura and Calabasas high schools. They were going to a number of colleges, including UCLA, CSU Northridge, Moore Park College, Berkeley, Cornell, and Vanderbilt. Some of the majors are industrial and labor relations, history, and biology. Their names are Sam Abnicki, Alexandra Graevsov, Charlie Lawrence, Melissa Maj, Mika Ozovsky, Anthony Sherman, Elena Simon, Adam Swarth, and Danica Lee. About Danica Lee, she has been a volunteer and on the Teen Library Council for over 4 years. She's been in charge with another volunteer of study buddies for the last few years and a lead teen volunteer at the fun fair and summer reading program. She's my go-to for many things, including when I need help training a new volunteer. She gives me advice on how to stay up to date and has even helped me with a button maker a couple of times. Danica is going to stick around a bit over the summer, so we're lucky, and I'm grateful. Thanks, Danica, for all you've done for the library. Can I get a picture with Danica and the commissioners? And if the commissioners would like to say something, sorry, go ahead.
Congratulations. My son is also a senior, so I know how much work you guys have been doing, and I look forward to what you do in the future. Thank you so much for all your service.
Congratulations, it's really wonderful to hear, and thank you for your service, and please come back and visit. Thanks. Good.
Congratulations, and I don't know how Carolyn's going to go do it without you, it sounds like, so you may have to stick around.
Congratulations. And I know there are many different places you can spend your time, so we really appreciate you spending it at the library. Thank you.
Whoa, you got 3 foot on? You don't need me. All right, ready? Can I have everybody move over? Okay, ready? Hey, Kelly, you want to get in there? You should. Yeah. Barbara? Here, go right here. Yeah. Go right over here. I'll go on the other side. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and got it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to Mom. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I just wanted to say, I know, because I remember from last year that there were a lot of volunteers, Carolyn, and of course, it's the end of the year, they're super busy. I'm so glad that she came. Yeah, because I know they're all so super busy. So the next thing, discussion items, we have the financial history and budget for the library fund and the library replacement fund.
And I'll introduce Ron
Thank you.
Allers. He's our city CFO. He'll give the report.
Thank you, Barbara. And to the Library Commission, you have before you the actual budget, the sections that are dealing with the library fund and the library replacement fund. This has been presented to council as of last week, and council will actually hear the entire budget this coming Wednesday. So you're the first commission or people to actually discuss the budget even before the council. I'll just quickly go over a few high points of it. The library budget is balanced. Your income equals your expenses, and that's about $2.5 million on the revenue side and $2.5 million on the expense side. You have a very large expense of roughly $700,000, and that's the debt service, or if you want to think about it, the mortgage on the library building. That debt will be paid off in December of 2041, so we still have a good 18 years, almost 18 years to go on that debt service. With that, the funding for the library mainly comes from property taxes that the library receives, which is about that $2.5 million. And like I said, all of it is spent. There's a notable capital project for next year that's budgeted, that's going to be in the following years. Let me check one more thing. Yeah, I think that's about it. You currently have about $3 million in your library fund, so it has a healthy fund balance, a little over a year's worth of reserves. And in the library replacement fund, there's about $1.6 million, and that's going to pay for future capital in the library. So the library's been open since 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. Probably within the next 6 years, we're going to replace all the HVAC, all your air conditioning and heating equipment. And we'll probably be looking at different light fixtures and other things over the years. The roof will eventually have to be replaced. Hopefully it lasts 20 odd years, maybe 30, but you don't know. So all those things just cost money, and there's, like I said, there's about $1.6 million that's sitting there. It's earning interest for whatever future needs are of the actual building, whatever may break down, or just normal wear and tear, whatever needs to be replaced. With that, I'm available to answer any questions that you may have about the library budget.
I have a few questions. Thank you for presenting that. The first two questions are on printing and computer software, where previous year the actual was higher, and this year it's much lower, especially printing's down to 0. How do we not have any printing costs? And is 5,000 enough for computer software in a given year for the library?
Yeah, good question. The printing, you're correct, it is showing up as 0 cost so far year to date. So I don't know what's gone on. Maybe it's been miscoded into another count. I don't know, and I can't necessarily speak to the computer software specifically, but that computer software and hardware is for all of the personal computers that are in the library. And as different upgrades may come out with either Microsoft Office or with the operating systems or the different softwares, that's where it's charged to. Yeah, you see it last year was computer software was $13,000, which is actually a pretty hefty price for all the PCs in there. So I would say the software upgrades and everything happened last year, and the re-up on all the license agreements were probably last year, and they're probably multi-year agreements of 3 years to 5 years.
I see. Thank you. And then the last question I have is, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, but it looks to me like we're upside down about 80, 90 grand.
So yeah, for this current year, projected, you probably about right, 80 to 90,000. That's our current estimate based on actuals from basically a month plus ago.
Do we have to, well, I guess where does that money come from if we do have a shortfall?
It comes from the reserves. As I mentioned,
does.
you have a few $1 million in reserves, so it just naturally falls out from that.
Even though reserves are usually for a capital expense, they can be used for covering a shortfall?
There's two different kinds of reserves. We have our capital reserves of the $1.6 million.
Okay.
You have a few million more that are just normal reserves.
Okay.
And so in years past, the library fund has actually been adding to reserves.
Right.
Because they've spent more than the money that has been brought in for those years.
Okay. So is this something we need to look at for adjusting for the next budget season? Obviously, this has already been approved, I guess. And do we need to trim to get it in balance?
No. This budget is not approved. The city council was just delivered this budget last week, as well as the library commission. Their first meeting on the entire city budget, which is a little over 100 pages, will contain the library fund and the library replacement fund, these 3 pages in it. That'll be the first meeting in 2 days. We'll have another meeting in the middle of June where council will complete their review and make whatever changes to the budget, and then the budget will get adopted on that June meeting. So that's when the approval process will be. You do not need to trim per se or do anything. Next year, you're about at a break even. If you think about it, you have a $2.5 million budget, and today's projection for this fiscal year, you're out 80 to 90,000. That's not that bad.
And
That's about 3%, just to give it perspective for you. So you could easily be, at the end of the year, you could be at 0.
Okay.
You could be out 125,000 instead of the 80,000, right? But this is our best estimate as of a few weeks ago when we were putting together the library budget.
I see. Okay.
And can I say one thing real quick, Mark? Because I think, you remember, we already have severely trimmed this budget. It's been through a big trimming this year because of the loss of the Hidden Hills funds.
Right.
And so I think that little 60 to 80 wiggle room is pretty darn good considering.
Considering 500,000 lots.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Do you have any improvements that are slated in the next little while as far as the library goes for renovation? Is there anything, especially considering a lot of the codes and building requirements are changing with the environmental sustainability? Is there anything that we're planning on doing in the next little while that we should know?
We have 3 projects that Barbara has recommended. One is looking at the roof because there is some, unfortunately, some water leaks that have come in. We got a little bit of rain this last year, and sometimes very heavy, so that became evident. Hopefully, that will not be a full roof replacement. It'll be fixing leaks. Another one is dealing with the library doors. And then a third one is for lighting upgrades within the library. So those are the 3 projects that are in the 5-year capital improvement program for the department to go through. And depending on how urgent or again, if something breaks, we're looking at the doors, and if all of a sudden the door, for whatever reason, may fail or more intermittently fail, then that may move it up where it's like, okay, now we got to deal with it in the next number of weeks instead of dealing with it next year or whenever we were planning on it.
Quick question based on that. When you're talking about the roof and there's little leaks, are there some flat areas of roof? I was under the impression it was, okay, so there's some flat roof up there. Okay, thank you.
I have a quick question about what falls under contractual services. That was 2,000 last year, but bumping up to 20,000 this year and the following.
I'll leave that to Barbara to answer.
Oh, contractual services.
The contractual services are what we pay for summer reading program performers. Sarah, what else would it be? Oh, yeah. OCLC is our cataloging software. It's also now, they took over, Carolyn knows too.
They took over Biblioteca, which is the parent company of Cloud Library, which is where we get our ebooks and the audiobooks.
So some of the other line item will be reduced for our software. And I just want to say too, that some of the estimates are way higher than the actuals from the year before. So it looks like our budget is not balanced, but if you look at like the special department supplies, we put in 12,000 and that was the estimate, but we only spent about 4. So there's a couple of those things when you look at the actuals compared to the estimate. I think we will have a balanced budget.
Cool.
And then one other question about the hourly employees. So it looks like it went up this period and then it's going back down. I know we did increase hours for the library.
So what we did was put more money in the full-time salaries. We're hoping to reduce our hourly employees and have 1 full-time employee to replace a couple of the hourly employees.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. Thank you. Any other questions? No? Okay. So, thank you so much, Ron. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck on Wednesday.
Hopefully I won't need it.
Excellent. So the next thing on our agenda is discussion on the student commissioner. We take applications for commissioners. We have student commissioners. A lot of times they obviously eventually become seniors and leave us. We do have an application for a commissioner this year from, thankfully, our lovely Lily, who will be a senior next year. Is that right? Okay, great. So I wanted to just point out the fact that we have her application. She's done a great job in the past. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Lily?
I just want to say I think she's been doing a great job. Just in general at the library, she's definitely very dedicated to the library and all of its programs. So it's been an amazing pleasure to have you on board with us. And I definitely hope that you get to continue and definitely be an advocate for Las Virgenes schools, because we always hear that they don't know what's going on. So it'd be amazing if both Agora High School and Calabasas High School especially, the students realize some of the programs that Barbara talks about all the time. But yeah, we love having you. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Wonderful. We're pretty much in agreement. We have to do this formally. I want to know if there is a motion to be made by one of the commissioners to appoint Lily as the student commissioner for the future year.
I move to appoint Lily Worby as our student commissioner for the next year.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wonderful. Motion carries. Thank you, Lily. Congratulations. Wonderful.
You weren't sweating that, though.
Yeah, she wasn't sweating much. Okay, so our next item on the agenda is the summer reading program report. And who's going to be doing this?
I will,
Okay.
Carolyn will be doing it.
Okay, great.
But I'll just say a few things
Okay.
before she starts. She'll have a PowerPoint presentation. First of all, I want to thank Sarah Abdali and Carolyn for being here to answer the contract question. Because I was kind of like a deer in the headlights there, because they both work on those. So I just sign it. So a couple things before we start. You know, the summer reading program is the cornerstone of our library's community engagement efforts, fostering a love for reading and learning among patrons of all ages. The program promotes literacy, expands knowledge, provides access to diverse reading materials, and combats a summer learning loss. Excuse me. The events are both fun and informational, with the intent of bringing more people into the library. So Carolyn will now give a PowerPoint presentation about our upcoming events.
Okay, so our theme this year is Read, Renew, Repeat, kind of a sustainability theme this year. It will be going on from July 5th through August 4th. Carrie Marop, our youth services librarian, is very much involved in getting the performers and scheduling everything. And so I want to give a shout out to her. So we're going to have a kickoff weekend this year. We will always have inside the tables where we give out the summer reading program bags and sign up participants. It's for all ages. We gear things to elementary school children and their families, but it's for all ages. So the kickoff weekend is July 5th from noon to 4. It's going to be game day. July 6th, this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when this is all happening. July 6th at 1 p.m., we're going to have Mad Science, and it's going to be a STEM day. So we're going to pull out some of the items we have from the Creativity Center for people to use and have fun with. July 7th all day is coloring sheets and a takeaway origami craft bag in the children's room. So that's more of a giveaway day. When we give away the summer reading program bags, the bags are given to the elementary school students. Like I said, anyone can sign up, but the bags, and they're filled with the flyers that we have, and they get a little log, and they can keep track of their books. But everything is done online with book points. So the teens at the desk will sign people up just right there to help people sign up online, or to show them how they can do it later if they like. The logs, that's mostly just for the kids to have to kind of keep track themselves, but we do everything online with book points. Then the Wednesday events. We've been doing Wednesday's children's events for 25 years. So that's just a regular thing we do. On the 10th, we're going to have a family movie. On the 17th, we're going to have a juggler. On the 24th, Dave Winstone music. And on the 31st, we'll have our magician. And I should mention also, this week is when everything will go to the school district and well, I shouldn't say everything. The Wednesday events will be to the school district and on our website. And then gradually we get everything on the website. Other children's events, we're going to have a Lego Day. We have the LEXT Robo Academy. They make robots out of Legos, and they're going to come and demonstrate, and then we'll have Lego play. The 13th is our Writers Club, which we have almost every month during the school year. And to keep in the sustainability theme, they're going to make seed paper. If you don't know what that is, that's, you pulp up recyclable paper, add seeds to it, and you can let it dry, plant it, and it'll grow. So, the preschoolers, we have something for all ages. So the preschoolers get Wacky Windy. She's kind of a song and dance, very popular with the preschool crowd. So, and then on July 25th at 4 p.m., we'll have a craft day. We'll make a Summer Games torch. That's something that I've done throughout the years. July 26th, we're going to have dance classes for elementary school students with Ashley Mames, who is a former teen volunteer. And August 2nd is a Squishmallow Adoption Day, and when we come back in September or in the fall, Carrie will be able to tell you all about that. I don't know. And we have events for adults. We started a DIY craft event for adults in February, and it's been very popular. And so we invite, they sign up, so we make sure we have supplies for them. But they come and do a craft project. In April for Earth Day month, we did seed paper, just like we're going to do with the Writers Club. And so this summer, we're going to do Bad Art Night and Show, where we give them a bunch of craft supplies. They make the most beautiful bad art they can, and then we'll have a little art show. July 11th, our archivist, Brian Rooney, will be giving a presentation. We kind of have a new series with him. There's one coming up this Thursday on the 23rd at 5:30. It's Calabasas Stories Exploring Our History. Then the 16th and 17th, we have our regular book clubs, and Barbara will talk a little bit more what the book club is doing. There. And then our online Film Fanatics, which is a program I run. We're going to have a speaker, Mark Wanamaker, and he does movie history in the local area in Los Angeles. June 23rd, we have mindfulness workshop with Adriana Gage. She was here last year, and it was very popular. And then in July 30th, our genealogy workshop, we're going to have speaker Carlin Calloway. She has written a book about the Mary Todd Lincoln's dressmaker. So that's kind of a historical genealogy. We do genealogy about every quarter too, Carrie and I. So just some information. We give out small incentives to children who have the logs, and then for book points, we give out gift cards, and those are paid for by the friends. And we have outreach. We're going to be going to the farmers market June 15th in the morning. We started a relationship with the farmers market last year, and it's been great. So yeah, and we'll do more visits to places as we get to summer reading program. Our sponsors this year are the Friends of the Calabasas Library, Rosti. They give us a free a kids meal that we put in the bags for the elementary school kids. Mendocino Farms has given us bookmarks that we've been giving out. And then the Robo Academy, they're coming for free, so they're a sponsor. And then as it gets closer, we'll add some other local businesses. So any questions?
I think everything looks amazing, and your PowerPoint presentation is so beautiful. I just wanted to request if we could put that on social media so that we could share it. There's several sites that have a lot of parents on them. so that they could see the actual dates in the calendar, because not everybody goes on the city website, unfortunately, to
Well,
check all of these things.
what I recommend, because a PowerPoint's kind of difficult to put on like Facebook and some of the social media, is I make events on Facebook for every single one of these things.
Okay.
And then I share it throughout social media.
So that the parents can pre-plan, because summer ends up being a little crazy with everybody's kids in camps.
Well, the school
and-
district does get our information, and it goes through Peach Jar. So all the elementary schools in the district get the flyer and that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, I could condense this.
Yeah, just the more we push it, you
Yeah.
always hear those people that say they never knew something was going
Yeah,
on.
and-
We had that on Friday with the wine festival. I think we advertised for 2 months, and we
Right.
still had people saying, "Where are you? And why did we not
Right.
find out about this?" So
Yeah,
the
no,
more
I get-
information we push through.
Right. No, I get, well, I didn't see it. I'm like, well,
Exactly.
I have about 7 different, newspapers and online things besides our
Yeah.
social media. and
Yeah.
It's like, are you sure you didn't see it? So, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of parent pages that get a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
So if we see it on our page, on the library page, we can always forward it to those.
Oh, yeah, you
those
share
pages.
it, share it as much, share it. I'm all for
No, it
that.
looks like such a good
Yeah.
program. I mean, I honestly wish my kids were younger, because it just looks amazing for the whole summer.
Well, we have the adult events. You can come make some bad art.
I'll definitely be going to those.
Well, those adult events do look amazing, so it would be good to put those out because they're not going to be, we're not going to see those otherwise.
See what? I'm sorry.
The adult events?
Oh, I make events for everything. I make
Yeah.
events on Facebook for everything.
But if we could even,
So,
Yeah,
some
I
of the
think
dates
just everybody sharing, the issue really is that there are just so many different media channels now. It's more about, we really need to be talking it up, because, yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it here, I might see it on the Calabasas Instagram or whatever. But, yeah, as long as we know about an event, it's kind of up to us to help push it, because not everybody can pay attention to every single media channel out there.
Yeah.
It's hard. But
yeah, and I do
ha-
it through the summer too, because I don't do all of it at the beginning because it can be saturated. So as, I'll like do everything, and there's an event for everything, and then I'll reshare it as things come up. So there's,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Okay. One thing I wanted to say, first of all, I wanted to know if there was an age limit for the origami bags, but then you said it was for the elementary school kids, so that made me sad.
Yeah, I mean, we don't, I have middle schoolers here and there who, we don't turn them away.
Yeah, but I was talking about
don't.
me. But one other comment, and this is just because, I hate plastic, so I might as well just bring it up and just say it right there. We have a plastic bag that says read, renew, repeat, and it's sort of an environmental slogan. And if we could maybe in the future, maybe think about not having plastic.
Well, let me go back to that page, because I'll show you something I sort of skipped because I feel like I talk so much. That is something that we use iRead, and that is something we get from them. And so when we're giving them to, like, hundreds of children during the summer, it's cost. However, if you look at the other one, that
did see
is
that.
Canvas.
Perfect.
And that we're going to be giving out to parents.
Lovely.
So the parent can tell us, we don't want the plastic, just, as a family, we'll take this one.
Right.
And we'd be more than happy to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I would suggest, though, that, in the future, whatever you get from iRead, you start, how, like, nothing will ever change unless you start pushing it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And tell them, is there
Yeah.
is there an alternative to the plastic that you give us? 'Cause just as a thought.
No, I'm with you on that, which is
Okay.
one reason why we decided to add the canvas.
Very
We've never
nice.
done that before. So that's one reason we decided
I'm
to
sure
add
everybody
the
will
canvas.
appreciate
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can
And
I-
I know plastic is easy, but.
Can I just ask what's inside the bags?
Yeah, it's the flyers to everything, so everyone can walk home and not say they didn't see it. They can pull it out of the bag. And the log for the kids to keep track of their a bookmark, some stickers. These are the times Carrie should have come. The Rosti
coupons.
free mail, the free kids' meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason I was asking was maybe it's a folder that we could have, like a paper, recycled paper folder from now on, as opposed to a bag. Because it's all paper that's going in there. I wasn't sure if there's little tchotchkes or anything that came.
No, they get that in the other weeks. I think the reason people like bags is they can put the books in it. I mean, that's one of the things, so.
Okay.
But yes, definitely, I'm all for like looking at doing it differently.
Yeah,
and
no, that's good.
Kind of getting away from that.
Mark, you have
I was
something?
just going to say the bags are reusable, especially the canvas ones, but even the plastic bags, we reuse plastic bags. I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but they are useful, so.
It can be, definitely. So I wanted to say one more thing about this is that if you've never gone to a presentation by Brian Rooney on the history of Calabasas, there's an opportunity this Thursday. Is it in Founders Hall?
It's in the multipurpose room at
That's right.
5:30 this Thursday. Yes,
And then
no
again, July
reservations
11th.
needed, no reservations needed. or anything.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's just so exciting to hear about the history of everything that we have going on here. It's great. Anybody else have any other things they want to mention?
I was just wondering if you needed volunteers for the summer reading program, because I know that you mentioned needing someone to like update the computers in the what was it?
Creativity
Yeah,
Center?
yeah, yeah, the Creativity
Yeah,
Center. And I reached out to a couple people and I haven't really gotten anything
Okay.
back, but I'm working on that. And
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could maybe, if I could maybe put those together, if you needed any volunteers, if I could send out an email to.
Okay, well, the information is going out at the week after Memorial Day.
Okay.
Because I have a meeting that you'll hopefully be at. That, and I have been getting some emails, but yes, I can
Okay.
always use teen volunteers. You need to be 13 and going into high school.
13 and going into high school.
And going into high school. But yes, more information will be going out at the end of May about that, so you'll definitely be on that list,
Okay,
Lily,
perfect.
because you'll have to redo your application. so.
Oh, amazing. Perfect. Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Are there any other comments this evening? Barbara?
Thanks. I want to talk about the book clubs, because this summer, we're going to be working with LA County Library and 18 other independent libraries in LA County to have a one book, one county program. And the book's going to be LA Weather by Maria Amparo Escandon. So we have several copies in the library. The Wednesday morning book club is reading it for June, and the Tuesday evening book club will read it for July. And then we'll have discussions in those book clubs, and then the county is going to be putting on special events. We hope, they're having a big event at the end in a park downtown, but we hope to have some kind of remote access to that so people can view that with music, and the author will be there. So that's kind of exciting.
That
I
is
hope
exciting.
everybody
Interesting.
participates in that. A couple updates. I don't know if I said this last time, but we now do have a dedicated computer with the historical website on it, which is great. I know we had some of the commissioners come and look at the senior corner to update that. We had a group come in to look at lighting, because I think that's one of the problems. The lighting was so bad. So a group went through the whole library and looked at all the lighting issues, and that you saw in the budget in the Capitol, we put money in for updating the lighting in the library. So I think that's a first step to redoing that room. Get something else in there, because the light is just, half of the lights are out. We've never had the spotlights on at all. A sad thing is that we had a Zoom meeting with the state librarian, Greg Lucas, who talked about the state budget. And the state is, as you know, you've probably heard in the news, that that's definitely not a balanced budget. So they're looking at a lot of cuts. And they are cutting many of the databases that they have provided us. So we're going to be losing Help Now, which is our tutoring database, and 1.7 million children in the state of California have been using that database for online tutoring. It is in all different languages. It can be used 24 hours a day. And as Greg Lucas said, it's, costs less than $1 per student when they cut that. So he's encouraging everyone who uses that to reach out to their state legislators and lobby to see if they can keep that in the budget. The other things that are going are the Learning Express, the Vet Now, the LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, which are a lot of, they're really useful databases. I think we kind of expected it. We did get a lot of those during COVID, but it's sad because we've also had to reduce the databases because of the loss of the Hidden Hills funds. The good news on that end is that the school district will be picking up a lot of those databases. They'll pay for those, which is good. Another thing that we don't participate in, but I know many, I think more than 2 million students, lunch at the library is something that I think Carolyn was going to try and work with Lupin Hill with their community garden to get some grant money for that. It's, children get lunch at schools during the school year, but libraries are convenient places when the schools are closed for children to get the lunch at the library. That also is being cut, which is pretty unfortunate. So, it's not definite that all these things, but it looks like many of them are going. So if anyone's interested in, the tutoring, trying to get our tutor, because we've been doing that. We've been having study buddies online, but it's really a help for our students in this community to use that tutoring, the Help Now. Carolyn, did you have anything to say about the databases too?
No, they're staggered dates, so it's not like it's tomorrow. Some are June, July, August, September. With the Help Now, we have our study buddies, but this really is like they do a summer skills program, the Help Now. So I always refer our patrons to when study buddies, we only do study buddies during the school year. So when study buddies is over, I take all those email the parents and tell them about the summer skills that they can get tutoring continue through the summer. So that's why it's a, it's a really good program. And the Lunch of the Library, they do after school programs as well, and that's what I'm interested in. And there's other grants out there that, so it's not lost cause or anything, but with Lupin Hill at that farm, they, I've been talking to the child nutritionist for the school district and working with getting like library programming and then working that into with an after school snack kind of and programming kind of thing. So we'll see. Something I really want to work on. So
Is there anything we can do to help you work on that?
I think as Barbara said, we can give you the information on the what the specific programs names are and email, right, the legislators so that they know, because there's lots of people who complain about it but don't follow
action.
through.
Right.
So if we follow through.
Good. Thank you. Any other comments tonight? Oh, I thought you were turning it on. You were turning it off? Okay. Any future agenda items that someone would like to propose? We're good? Okay. I can't remember. Do we set the next date for the...
Yeah, we'd like to talk about that because I know Commissioner Scheer is gone for the summer.
Oh, okay.
And we're supposed to have a meeting every month, so it would be June, July, August. I don't know if we have enough to talk about, but it would be up to you. We were thinking about maybe just having a meeting in September and giving you an update on the budget, on summer reading, what's happening for the fall. The unfortunate part is the first Monday is Labor Day, and the third Monday is something else. I don't think, Carrie's not here. What happens is our librarians don't take summer vacation because summer reading is so big. So both, I think all three of us will probably be going in late August, early September for our vacations. We could do it September 23rd. We can have a meeting June, July, August. I know the third Monday in August is the first day of school.
Oh, boy.
So it's up to you.
Well, I think, is it possible that, Barbara, that you put out a few dates for us, and so we can all
Sure.
check our calendars to see what we can do? Okay.
Definitely.
I think-
Would you like to meet in the summer? Do you want to wait till fall?
Well, I mean, when he's not going to be here, and then we don't yet have our fifth member, right?
Right.
So are three okay to meet?
3, yes, we could, yes.
Right, okay.
3 is
Why
a
don't
quorum.
why don't we choose a date in July and put it out to us, and we'll see if we can all
Okay.
agree on it. But I know that there's going to be a lot of competing vacations, and so let's see what we can do.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll do that.
great.
Great.
Thank you. Anything else before we adjourn?
I just wanted to bring up, speaking of Las Virgenes schools and fundraising, we have the foundation will be hosting its annual event on June 8th. And as you all know, I'm the vice president of the foundation, and we try to raise as many funds possible for all of our students for all different types of programs. So the minute we find out that there is a need of some sort, we try to participate and help out. So I hope as many friends and family members will join. It's going to be an amazing casino night. Casino Royale, so very James Bond theme, a little casual cocktail. It's going to be at the Canyon Club at 7 o'clock, and we're going to have raffles and prizes and lots of food and drink. And then we have a live jazz band that was donated by a family that's quite famous. So it's definitely one of those events that no one wants to miss, and it's a great kickoff to the summer for everyone. So 21 and over, please come and just enjoy the evening.
Thank you. Sounds fun. Anyone else? Okay. I would like to adjourn the meeting. Do I have to have a motion on that? Do I? Do I have to have a motion to adjourn? I do. Okay.
I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Anyone second?
Second.
And can I have a vote? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, or she doesn't vote. Okay, I'd say that passed. Thank you.